I'm going live.
Formula.
Because, yeah, it's formula. Animals, like, create cash or something. Let's see. Are we live? I think we're live. Maybe we're live. There we are. Move over, kids. How are you tonight, guys? It's the podcast, the Sunday night podcast, 8 p.m. every Sunday. So, guys, what's up? The big news. There was the Game Awards on last Thursday, so just like a couple days ago, and I think the two big news is there's gonna Dark, Perfect Dark for Xbox. They're actually utilizing their one of the franchises they bought when they acquired Rare.
Yeah, because they haven't done anything with that since the 360. That was a launch title on the 360.
Okay, and then the other big one is Sephiroth coming to Smash Brothers, and when he, I will admit, for a second, I thought he killed Mario. I thought he straight up killed Mario because didn't Ridley kill Mario, or was it just alluded to? But because Sephiroth literally, like, the sword, the 20-foot sword goes through Mario, but then it's revealed that it's his, like, cuffling or whatever. But yeah. So what did you guys think? What are your thoughts? Anything?
So another sword fighter, but at least he's a character people are interested in. That's a character people have requested. That is popular enough. A character that I like. Like, my wife was happy. She was very happy when she saw him. As soon as she heard the music in that trailer, she knew who it was and was very happy.
Is your wife a big Smash Brothers player?
She's a big Sephiroth fan.
Uh-huh.
As you see back there, I've got the Sephiroth chibi plushie back there.
Uh-huh.
It's so tiny.
All right. Who else? What else? Thoughts?
Well, I'm definitely excited just because it's not another Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, I think that's the big difference with the sword. I think everyone was like, no swords, but what people translated, they were saying no more Fire Emblem characters.
But I mean, Fire Emblem, I'm sorry to anybody who is a Fire Emblem fan, but they're legit, like, all the same. Like, they really are. At least Sephiroth and Cloud have, like, variations in their character development.
Yeah, well, I am a big Fire Emblem fan, but I also, like, admit that they have too much representation in Smash. I think the reason why they got too much representation in Smash is because of the "Everybody Here" tagline. I don't think, like, there's no way Sakurai would have brought them all back if it wasn't for the fact that he wanted everybody in, because it's like every Smash Brothers would just get the newest Fire Emblem character, just like every Smash Brother gets the newest Pokemon character. But if you bring in every Pokemon character and you bring in every Fire Emblem character, the Pokemon are different no matter what. But Fire Emblem, they're all kind of cut from the same cloth. It's a medieval-esque type of game. David, you're going to put me to sleep here with your yawns.
Yeah.
You awake, buddy?
It's Sunday, man. Lazy Sunday.
What's up, Nick, Ronald, EPS, and Hunter? How are you guys? So what are your thoughts, David? You're the big Smash Brothers aficionado.
I love it. I'm all about it. It makes a lot of sense. Because I think when people spend a lot of time speculating on who's next, like Dante, Doom Guy, Master Chief, like, who's going to be the next big one? I think sometimes we maybe fail to see within Smash already.
Uh-huh.
And it's very, it just makes a lot of sense that villains, we could always use a little bit more of. And so now for the next one, I think that it's important to look at the big guns that we have already and what can complement that franchise. So, like Sonic, maybe we can get Eggman, That's another villain representation and another character. Or we could get Tails. So that's the way I'm looking at things now.
No, we did get a lot of villain add-ins like Ridley, and we got King K. Rool. We have Sephiroth now. There's a lot of villains that are jumping in.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I think that. Sorry, I thought I lost you guys for a second. I think that something, Mario's antithesis is Bowser. So we have Sonic, which is like how can we build upon big franchises within Smash already? And like Sonic just kind of like it's that big tent pole that kind of holds up the brand. So
yeah, I could definitely see Eggman getting in.
if we get Eggman or we get Tails, we get more Sonic remixes that were kind of absent from this iteration because we only have one Sonic remix and it's the Angel Island remix.
With Sephiroth getting in, it's another character from Square. Does that mean we lose our chance of getting Geno?
Yeah, I think Geno's a lost cause.
I think what's going to happen on that.
Been wanting to add him for a long time too.
He wanted to add James Bond at one point.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is on that day we're going to get Sephiroth drop, and we're also probably going to get some Mii Fighter costumes. Like maybe we'll get like Tifa as the brawler or as like the gunner, and then maybe we'll get Geno or a Chocobo or something.
I kind of want to see Sid in there, although they'd have to make him a sword fighter. But for his introduction as a Mii Fighter, they got to have him messing around with a banana. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the animated. So when they did Advent Children, when that came out, there was the part where Sid spins his banana. It spins the. They took his staff, put a banana in place of it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the movie.
The character Sid that has the big staff in Final Fantasy VII. The big staff, big spear. So in the movie, he spins that and he says something, does this little like motion at his nose. So somebody went and reanimated it. They added a banana in place of the spear.
Oh God!
So, and then he does that and he goes, banana.
Gotcha.
So I don't know the point that I was originally trying to make, and I know I've mentioned Sephiroth on the show before, but it was definitely like a C prediction, I would say.
It's kind of like Nintendo has gone back to everybody's pick from like 3 years ago to get people. Like, I remember at one point I said, oh yeah, totally Steve. But when Steve dropped, he would have been like my last pick at that point, So like 2 years ago, I was like, Steve's coming to Smash Brothers. But I was at the same time floored by it. Just like you and other people, what if Sephiroth came in? But it had been so long since that hype that we forgot about even including them.
Yeah. So the Nintendo board of whatever that were approving the DLC content probably sat down, and this is just pure speculation, right? Because we don't know how these things happen, but they probably said, what can we expand on within Smash already? What big guns can we bring to the table? Fighter Pass 1 proved that. We got things from the outside in, Terry, Banjo, Joker, and I know that they can keep reaching and eventually hit like a Doom guy or a Crash or a Master Chief. But then some of them probably also said, no, what can we expand on now? What void can we fill in from an existing franchise within Smash? Well, Sonic needs more representation in music. That's the same way that they probably approached this Square Enix thing with Cloud. They said, look, 2 songs, Midgar, Cloud, we need a little bit more. We need One Winged Angel remix in there. We need maybe another stage. And so I think that's how they kind of came across those things. So, and also,
they also added music from some of the other Final Fantasies also.
Well, 2 things. First, you have to realize that Sephiroth is one of the most iconic video game villains of all time. It's set the bar for things to come. Secondly, if you pay attention to when Cloud was revealed and they had the Smash Brothers X collaboration with whatever, it said Final Fantasy VII specifically. But when Sephiroth came on board, you saw Smash cross Final Fantasy, the very broad title itself. So what that really alludes to is that on the 17th, we can maybe get some representation across Final Fantasy, like in the form of spirits or Mii fighters. Like wouldn't be surprised if we get maybe like Lightning as a Mii fighter, or not just within 7, if that makes sense. Or so I think that's something that's a key takeaway from what we saw in the Sephiroth reveal.
A Chocobo assist trophy.
Does
Possibly
Sephiroth
too.
flap his wing to fly, or is it just there?
I think it's just there. I think he just floats. I don't think he specifically flies.
Did he lose his other wing, or was he just born that way? Like, or made it that way? Does anybody know what's the deal with the one wing?
It has been a long time since I've dived into Final Fantasy VII lore.
I've never played the game, but I from what I've seen, there's been bosses, I think, in 14, and especially with Sephiroth's name, which, by the way, I think its origin of name relates to seraphim, which is a class of angels in the Bible. And so I think with its representation of Sephiroth, like at the very end of the trailer, you saw like his ultimate form or whatever. I didn't play the game, but he's got like 6 or 7 wings around him, and that's a. I noticed that Square Enix, and along with Platinum Games, they try to, and I think HAL Laboratory as well. Japanese culture, in pop culture specifically, the way they represent angels in whatever thing that whatever they're portraying, it's very biblically accurate. So like Neon Genesis Evangelion or Final Fantasy 14 has this boss that's just comprised of like 8 wings and like rings circumscribed inside of each other. HAL Laboratory, if you look at I want to say it's, what's the last boss? Marks? No, not Marks. Zero. I forgot his name. Anyway, if you look at the boss, the way that he is like conveyed is also very reminiscent of that. Let's see, Bayonetta. Look at the angels, how they're portrayed. The angels are considered evil. So I don't even know what the point I was trying to make with this, but
Yeah, because
Sephiroth,
Bayonetta's not square.
no, but I just mentioned several companies.
It's all a
the way
Japanese style thing.
Japanese Trail of Angels,
of how they represent angels.
Gotcha.
which is
So
a European concept.
right, so back to the original point, Ken, where does he flap his wing? I think it's more about the whatever meaning they're trying to convey with the fact that he has one wing and then his ultimate form is several wings. I don't know, man. It's metaphors, it's
And
But-
he's
Japanese.
not the only one in the series that
bowl of noodles.
has the one wing too.
It's so many metaphors. It's meta fives.
yeah.
I was actually looking up. Yeah, it's pretty much metaphorical and stuff like that.
Okay, so the trailer,
Yeah.
it takes us, the trailer reveal of Sephiroth takes us back to the reveal of the second reveal of Smash Brothers, the City of Light reveal, basically, or is it City of Light or World of Light?
World.
And it's kind of a throwback there. This must be an alternate universe or something, because in this throwback you have all the hands and Gleam. Is his name Gleam, or what's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And but in this one you have Banjo-Kazooie and some of the other heroes that weren't there,
Like Hero.
for the first time, that everybody was
Right.
obliterated. And
Yeah.
then Sephiroth comes and just slices Gleam in half. Is he really that powerful? Or
Yeah, I mean, some of his moves called like supernova and very grandiose things. I mean, it's the way that Sephiroth's entrance was akin to like Ridley, where Sakurai described Ridley as being of pure evil. His moveset is of pure evil. Bowser is evil He is the opposite of Mario in the games. But there seems to be sometimes of like a comedic tone to his to him being the villain, right? With Ridley, it's like Ridley killed Samus's parents. Sephiroth he brings terror. He said, "I'm bringing despair to Smash." So, yes, I think that he is that strong. And good point. You bring up, where does this fall in whatever Smash timeline we're talking about? I mean, there were characters there looking up at Galeem, and Galeem was going to do essentially the same thing that he did 2 years ago in the World of Light intro. So it's like, is time travel going to be introduced into this, or some type of alternate timeline? Does this also allude to the fact that we're probably going to get storyline updated, or an addition, like maybe Subspace, or maybe just World of Light, like an extended area? So yeah, there's a lot of questions that this raises. I mean, we already saw that Cloud's moveset was updated with this. I mean, I don't know if his final smash against Sephiroth specifically is going to be Omni / version 5.
I think it might be.
It would be very cool that it does that, kind of like DBZ Fighters, where there's the finishers. They're specific to a character. So if Trunks beats Frieza, I think there's a finisher where he like blows her to bits with his whatever, right, and his sword. The same thing with this is, if Cloud gets a final smash on Sephiroth alone, then he gets the Omni / version 5, but on everybody else it's just Omni /. But
how do you beat him in the game?
That's not a question for me. I'm gonna ask Bandana. But we don't want to spoil that, right? I mean,
it's a game that's been out for 20 years.
I'm planning on playing it here in a bit.
All right. We don't tell me how you beat him.
Yeah. But
turn-based role-playing game,
Yeah.
Use the right items. You make the right choices, defend at the right moments.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I'm reading your guys' chat while we speak. We're in the middle of a conversation. Sometimes it's hard to get to them. Nick says
something Ron brought up I want to bring up too. So when we get to it,
Nick said he got a webcam. He might join us one day. Happy birthday, Nick! I think his son Link bought it for him. And he also mentions what we were talking about last week. He said he sees Samus's ship in the back of a Fortnite trailer or something. I can't speak on that other than the fact that they're bringing in bounty hunters or people of that effect, and Samus would be seemingly be Nintendo's like go-to bounty hunter, if they were able to somehow do it. I think since Nintendo is willing to let third parties do it, that it would be a smart move on Nintendo's part, but they might be worried of the gifts and stuff that it creates. So who knows if Nintendo would allow Samus to do it. What were you going to say, Devin?
Ron brought up the fact of something that I never expected to see, a new Evil Dead game. And then I also wanted to bring in the fact of Back 4 Blood, basically Left 4 Dead 3, but it's not Left 4 Dead 3, but still.
It is the most Left 4 Dead 3 that's not Left 4 Dead 3.
Okay, Valve does not know the definition of the number 3, so that's we're dropping it there.
Valve does not do sequels just because it would make money. I mean, to be fair to them, like they
went so long to make Half-Life and then called Half-Life Alyx, and like, nope, it's not Half-Life 3. Deal with it. No, but that Back 4 Blood looks fantastic. And the Evil Dead game. Did you guys watch that part too?
I did not see the Evil Dead trailer.
I am such a fan of Evil Dead that I was very excited to see that. It looks amazing.
What's your favorite Evil Dead series or movie?
Well, it would have to be Evil Dead 2, and then the Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show.
Evil Dead 2 is actually my favorite as well. I've not seen the TV show, though, but I do want to.
The TV show is fantastic. It's like a little bit further in the future, and Ash is older, and he stupidly reads from the Necronomicon again, causing a bunch of issues.
I did not watch the Game Awards because, I believe I was actually at work, but I didn't I doubt I would have requested it off based on that. because Nintendo kind of gave us the news like early in the day that they're going to reveal a Smash Brothers character there. I don't think that would have been enough for me. Like E3, or even a Nintendo. If Nintendo was going to do a direct, I might actually request the day off. But I found out about Seth Roth, I did not watch the video game awards. That's my point.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just watched the trailers afterwards.
Yeah,
I was watching it live. And,
I was getting updates from Twitter and stuff. What did you guys think of the who has played Last of Us 2? Because that's the game of the year.
That's like game of everything. It nearly swept the awards.
I really thought Ghost of Tsushima was going to take it, but
who's played? I have not played Last of Us, so I can't really say
I played
that
it.
was a horrible choice. Well, what do you think, David? Do you think it was a good choice?
I mean, Naughty Dog is one of the best in the biz in terms of their craft. I mean,
so is Nintendo. So Animal Crossing should have got it then.
Sure. Well, so there's Naughty Dog is. I'm just vouching for Naughty Dog for a little bit, but I don't know. I think their philosophy 10 years ago was like, hey, if you feel like changing something, go ahead and do it. There's nothing holding you back. And I think now that they're whatever IP, either Uncharted or Last of Us or whatever they're cooking up, I think as those things become a little bit more shown in the spotlight or a little bit more valuable, then I don't know if that philosophy holds true because, if you play a game by them in the last 10 years, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, they excel at everything, technically speaking. Storyline is a very subjective thing, but it is hard to deny that their tech, like their glass tech, for example, jumping through a storefront, breaking glass, the sound that it makes.
Yeah, but there's a difference between best animation and best video game.
Right, so I'm getting to that, but so you've got sound design, you've got art direction. I mean, these things just fly. They excel with flying colors. Again, this is under essentially the Sony umbrella, right? Now you look at Sucker Punch and what they've done with Ghost of Tsushima, and the way that they colored that whole landscape of how beautiful it is. I mean, it's a very pretty game. It's like playing Journey, but with story elements and Journey. Remember how you would fly through the fields? There was always whenever you play Ghost of Tsushima, it has that kind of motif, right? Where you're just kind of like galloping and you see all the wheat or whatever and the flowers flowing in the wind. It's a very beautiful game that you can just kind of sit there and let it play. So either one I kind of thought would take the cake. Then you look at Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, I feel, came out like a very perfect time of the year. Lockdown, and it's a very easy to it's a game that's very easy to pick up, and it's very relaxing.
Didn't it win best family game this year?
Yeah, it did. And again, I think Hades, right? I think everybody had a
game they always have to have in the best of the game.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
They have to have a independent game.
Yeah. I think it was Celeste one year, and I don't remember what it was last year.
Yeah, they try to get an independent game, and really hard to get a Nintendo game, and then it could be anything else.
Right. So, for me, if anybody would have taken that, it doesn't bother me. I think it's well deserved. But
I know Last of Us gets a lot of hate.
Yeah, I had a friend that was messaging. I have a group chat with a couple of friends of mine, and one of them was just really hating on the game when it was winning awards left and right.
Yeah, and it's also because of the narrative choice they made with that game. It's very apparent. It's to be honest, I mean, no spoilers, nothing like that. I would never spoil anything. But the second half of the game, I just kind of played in a very lackadaisical manner because I don't know. I felt like it was kind of forcing a narrative. I know that sounds very, I don't know. what they essentially did was controversial, and you ask yourself, did they create the story in an effort to be controversial, or was it just that they wanted to introduce a new the game is so beloved by everybody. The first one that also won a bunch of awards. It swept the award season, and it was very deserving of. The second one, I feel like maybe the company or the philosophy or the director was like, we need to do something bold. We need to do something that we did with the first one, maybe to get people talking, or you
They
really
created
don't know.
controversy creates cash.
Right. So
there's also instances where sometimes they'll have a plan for multiple games in a series, or even like a TV show. They'll plan out seasons ahead, and they'll say, this is what's going to happen in the next one. And then when it happens, people are like, well, they just did that. Like how you're saying, no, did they do it to stir up controversy?
Right.
And something like that could happen and be like, nope, they did that just to stir up controversy. When the original creator's like, well, no, that was the plan from the beginning.
The first one, it is very obvious that they have that controversial switch as well. And when you're playing that game, when you're playing The Last of Us, you're kind of playing, you come across that one part towards the end where you're just like, whoa, that just happened. And I think that for this one, it happened kind of early on, I want to say, or halfway through the game. So
all right, I'm just wondering.
I don't know. I mean, does it deserve the hate? No, it doesn't. Not to the extent of where people start sending death threats to the actresses and the actors that played that game.
Well, the only one who deserves that is Jar Jar Binks, anyways. So.
Oh God.
No.
No,
Ken, he almost committed suicide because of the hate.
Gee, make me feel like a wonderful human being now. Well,
it was recently brought up by some people that I know, so that's why it's fresh in my mind.
Bandana, I forgot the question last week. What was your game of the year?
oh God,
See, I'm not sure if I asked you, so I wasn't sure.
it's been changing. I think. Well, I'm doing a video series on this. I've got a lot of collaborators, so I don't want to give away.
Oh, then don't. When's your video coming out then?
In between, I'll give the runners up. Gears of War 5, which is not a this year game, but is a game that now is enhanced for the next generation platforms. That they made that game look great. I will say, and I say this as someone who loathes this game and this series, Animal Crossing should have been Game of the Year.
Really?
Yeah. I get frustrated with award shows not measuring the impact of things that have on culture. Like Oscar winners that, okay, cool, you made this intentionally award-winning film for artsy purposes, but no one really saw it. And I think with the Game of the Year, Animal Crossing impacted so much this year and had the biggest reach of any game that we've seen in a long time. Hit pop culture in a way that has not been done by a game in a long time. And I think failing to recognize that is a failure of the award because, hands down, I don't like it. I had it for like 2 weeks and then sold it. I still recognize that it had an impact on people, and it really meant a lot to a lot of people beyond just gaming culture. Like it was a pop culture phenomenon, and I think when you make that kind of impact, it deserves to be recognized.
Yeah, but could it be recognized some other way then? Because it's like then an indie game would never, like almost never, like I mean Minecraft would have got it, but
be the sole criteria. But I think because there's not there are years where you don't have something like this Animal Crossing. And I'm not saying like, only the popular thing should win. I just think that should be kind of taken into account. I'm not just saying popular, like made an impact. I know tons of people that came into video gaming that would not have because they saw Animal Crossing and wanted to play that. It sold Switches, it sold consoles, and people had a great time with it.
Would Fortnite then been a game of the year for you when it came out?
For me?
Well, like based on your criteria, do you think Fortnite should have got Game of the Year the year that it came out, because obviously, I mean,
the year it came out because it failed. I mean, they had to quickly. I mean, it came out as a $60 game.
okay.
Yeah, I was talking to John about that when he told me that the base disc of that game is like almost $100. I was blown away by that. But then I was thinking, was like, no one played the actual Fortnite game. They all played Battle Royale.
But looking at that year, I'm a fan of Giant Bomb, and that year PUBG was their game of the year. Which, yeah, PUBG has kind of faded away, but PUBG changed the trajectory of video games.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's worth recognizing. And I really, it, and to be fair, Animal Crossing doesn't gel with me, but it's a great game. It is a well put together experience that has great mechanics, that has a lot of fun and amazing aspects that I think deserve to be recognized versus Last of Us, which is a beautiful game. I think a well-told story. I haven't had as much experience as it with David. But at the same time, it's still kind of a stealth zombie-esque game. It's not anything super new to it's a very well done version of what we've seen before. But I just think Animal Crossing did a lot more for gaming this year.
That's a good point. I've never really considered it. I'd have to digest it before I allow it to really give me a paradigm shift of my opinion. But that is actually very valid. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Ken, real quick, because it was brought up in the chat. The Amiibo, except for Terry, Banjo-Kazooie and Byleth are up on Best Buy right now for pre-order.
Oh, okay. So if you're getting the Amiibos, and I think someone asked if Seth Rogen was getting an Amiibo. As far as we know, every single Smash Brothers character is getting an Amiibo.
Yeah, and I was saying it could be part of the contract as well.
I have a very narrow line of Amiibos I get, but Sephiroth will be on that list.
Oh yeah, what are your what are the other ones?
I have both the Clouds,
Clued,
Diablo, the Diablo demon thing.
Nice.
The treasure goblet or something.
John?
What?
Do you still need that, John?
No, I have it.
Oh, I was going to say, I have an extra one that I've been sitting on for a while.
Rat Boy has every Amiibo except.
I do have every single Smash Amiibo, and I still am only missing that orange squid.
Yeah.
Nice. Which I keep looking for you.
I know. I've been trying to find it.
But yeah, it's the Amiibos of games I deeply love. Or games that came with an Amiibo, such as the Twilight Princess one.
Uh-huh.
I had Bowser Amiibo that came with Mario Party 10. And
the Mario ornament the Bowser ornament last year looked a lot like the Amiibo.
Every time they do Bowser and any that Bowser pose has been almost in different 3 or 4 different type of things. It's kind of they only can do so much with Bowser. The Imaginators can only do so much.
Can I interject and go back to Smash for a little bit?
Oh.
No.
Me talking about Smash Go figure. So another important takeaway I had is that the Smash trailer was pretty much 1-to-1, obviously sans Nintendo representation, to Advent Children. If you've seen the film, the 2005 film, even down to the Sephiroth theme. The way that he stabs Mario is the way that he stabs Cloud in the movie. The way that he appears and reaches up to the sky and the sky turns dark gray is also in the movie. And the way that Cloud also sees Sephiroth in the sky. And so there's a lot of not just it's obviously Final Fantasy VII. You've got Sephiroth and Cloud, but it's Final Fantasy VII Advent Children specifically. You've got Cloud's second alt in the game. You've got Sephiroth's, he's shirtless in the original game, I think. But Sakurai, it's very apparent Sakurai is he loves Advent Children.
I think it may also be that the Advent Children models are kind of the more definitive version of the characters. Yeah. I think that might be it as well.
Yeah.
And also, it's the Advent Children was.
What is Advent
film.
Children?
It's a movie that Tetsuya Nomura directed.
It's a Final Fantasy movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they went and they did like 4 different pieces of media for Final Fantasy VII after the game came out, when people were demanding that they wanted more Final Fantasy VII.
It was like 10 years later or so.
Yeah. So it's AC, BC, CC, and DC. Advent Children, Before Crisis, Crisis Core, and Dirge of Cerberus.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's interesting to me that, I mean, so Square Enix could have been like, Sakurai, you only get to use assets and you only have to stay extremely loyal to the 1997 Final Fantasy VII representation. Cloud with that specific like turtleneck and whatever. You have to only go by that. And he did. His base alt looks just pretty much just like that, obviously with upgraded visuals. But also this like little stint that he just kind of went this way and said, I want to grab from Advent Children. That didn't it's a film, right? He's basing things off of a film from a video game instead of just a video game.
I mean, we're now in the Final Fantasy VII remake era.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the Advent Children, it's just that like they really up-resed and up-polyed those things versus like the original PlayStation game. And so I'd kind of say he pulled from Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, and that's another question.
I want a Mario movie skin for
You're getting one, right?
Yeah.
Get a John Leguizamo Luigi in the game.
I want a Luigi's Mansion movie with Jay Leguizamo.
Yeah.
I want that so bad.
If it doesn't happen, Nintendo hates money.
But I hope that next Thursday that we, Square Enix kind of, allows Nintendo to have a little bit more than just 2 songs. That's just my wish from that. I know that I don't want to be greedy or anything, but I think that if Nintendo allows for one of their slots of characters to be occupied by another Square Enix character, then I would like Square Enix to obviously let them choose, from their vault a little bit more, and maybe even get some remixes from the remake. That would be awesome.
Can I pose a question as a Smash Brothers noob?
Yeah. We
keep assuming that it's Nintendo going to these companies. Is it possible these companies come to Nintendo and ask?
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, Final Fantasy VII is a selling thing now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, like maybe Square, like, hey, now that this is a thing, and that exclusivity will be up in April, I believe, and so it'll be on other platforms for the remake.
Well, I know, like, there have been, like, tweets saying, yeah, you can use Steve, or yeah, you can use Banjo and stuff like that. So, but an actual behind the scenes stuff, I don't know. I could see it, or maybe it's just like a guy who knows someone who knows Sakurai, like, puts out feelers, something like that. Like, I don't know. How do baseball teams like go and get somebody who's already contracted from another team? There's just have to be ways of going about it on both ends. The pitcher wants to work for the Yankees, and I don't know sports, so I don't really know the right terms. But if the pitcher wants to go work for the Yankees, I'm sure he's going to somehow get the word out to them.
I think it's been a little bit of both. It's like, for example, with Snake in Smash, the way Sakurai painted that picture when he was interviewed right after Brawl was announced. He said, yeah, Kojima pretty much like begged me to put Snake in Smash, and I'm pretty sure it was a very like, lighthearted thing. Sakurai approached, I think he said that him and Nintendo approached Square Enix, and when they actually sat down with Tetsuya Nomura was like, we were kind of waiting when you were going to ask us, because we wanted this to happen a long time ago. So maybe it falls on their culture where they're very polite, and they're kind of, they kind of walk on eggshells. Maybe, they sometimes their approach is what really matters. But it's definitely been Nintendo asking, and it's also been other companies asking Nintendo. Like, definitely, I think Rare and Microsoft. I think Phil Spencer, the way that Like just from the things that I've seen over the years, it was like we need to get Banjo and Smash.
All right, let me change the subject. Calf Man says what's up, but Mikey Davison asks, are there any rare games that are high on your list? What are you hoping to add to your collection in 2012?
21.
21.
12.
Let's go. I'd like to go back in time to 2012.
I'm super excited about that Avengers movie coming.
Right, yeah, I heard Thanos might be in it. That's another topic. Everything that Marvel and Star Wars dropped. But
oh my god!
So what are the games? What if you could get one? Like, not if you could get one game because like, oh man, World Championship or New York. I don't know. A game that you can actually get within your budgetary means. What do you hope to add to your collection? So you can't just say a $5,000 game because you want it, and it would be great if you could find it for $3 at a garage sale. We're not all David at Target. So what is a game that you want to add to your collection that could actually happen?
So I brought a couple up in the chat. So Jack Brothers for the Virtual Boy.
You've been saying Jack Brothers for a long time. Are you going to bite the bullet on that?
Right. Well, at the moment right now, it's kind of hard to try to get my copy because what I want to do is I want to trade that Breath of the Wild Master Edition for it.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm sure you could probably do that.
Yes, I just don't want to deal with people during the current situation.
Is there going to be a meetup only?
Yes, I'd have to do a meetup only because I'm not shipping that. I'm not shipping that at all.
Well, how far are you willing to drive then to meet somebody?
I can drive like mostly within the Massachusetts area into New Hampshire and Maine to do it.
How many minutes though? Like an hour, 2 hours?
My parents live an hour and a half away, and I have no problem driving up there. So, yeah, it's just a matter of finding somebody that has a copy that is looking for Zelda.
All right.
But I'd also like to try to get Bucky O'Hare on the NES.
Okay.
I don't need a copy of Little Samson on the NES. I don't need to spend $1,000 on a game.
You got it hacked onto your NES, the NES Classic. You'll be all right with that.
Well, I got that too, and I no longer have to look for Spiker for the Intellivision. I no longer have to pay $1,000 for that because they did a reissue of the game that only cost me about $80.
Cool. Well, when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, that'll be your best opportunity because people will then be reignited in the Breath of the Wild merchandise, and so that's when you're gonna want to set it up for sale. Ronald actually does.
I think it's already going for about $500.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But people will you won't just get Zelda collectors and Nintendo collectors. You'll get people who buy into the hype of Breath of the Wild 2 that are willing to do stuff like that. Devin, what about you? What's your game that you would like to add to your collection?
Really, it's going to be any of the Silent Hills, but I want to focus on Silent Hill 1. So I can have Silent Hill 1, 2, and then I just need 3.
All right. So how much is Silent Hill 1 go for?
$100 in decent condition.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's not like Rule of Rose, which is like 600 beans.
Bandana?
Yeah.
Well, of course, trying to complete the Wii U set, so there's some games up there. But I think for me, 2020 was finishing the Dragon Quest series, so I got all those, Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest. 2021, I think...
21.
21, whatever. Time means nothing.
No, you really...
It's a construct.
It's just a unit of measurement.
2021 would like to finish the SNES Mega Man games. And
does the soccer one count?
I
love Mega Man Soccer.
But does it count as a Mega Man game?
Yes.
I say, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mega Man Soccer's fun.
I need Mega Man Soccer X3 and 7, which are the two of those are the heavy hitters. So those are. And then Castlevania Dracula X for the SNES.
Yeah. So Ronald mentioned Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy Color. I just happened to grab my Game Boy Color. The one that's in it right now is
cool.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Nice.
David? What do you want to add to the collection?
I kind of fell off my whole Shimigami Tensei like little fad for a little bit, but I'm gonna get back on that high horse. High horse, just a horse. I don't know if it's high, but maybe it's low.
Might be a pony.
The prices is high, so yeah, it's high.
Prices are high, and I felt like I was on a high horse because I
that is like
I needed to have that. But
pretentious role playing game series.
It's regarded as one of the I mean, it's for man. That reminds me, Persona 5. Haven't played it in a month. I need to jump back into that. Also, Shimigami series.
I picked up the Royal Edition for like $15.
Now we have that Persona 5 Strikers or whatever the heck it's called coming to the Switch. We do have a Persona 5 game on the Switch now.
Yeah.
Just not the one that we want.
Right.
The one that we deserve.
I think that Atlas should maybe next year if Nocturne does well, I think that they will put more of their catalog on the Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, what would you say if they went like Persona 1 and 2 on one cart and then released another one where it was Persona 3 and 4 and then on one cart? Would you do that?
Sure.
Like a collection?
Yeah, man.
He would do it if they put each individual game on a card.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
One and two remastered with their original content, I think would sell really well because a lot of the content was missing from the US version, and then I think 2 actually has I think it was split into 2 parts.
We can clearly see that the Switch is perfectly fine.
It is
putting
perfect,
these unedited games on.
Well, that's what they're doing
Fall.
with Nocturne. Shimigami Tensei 3 Nocturne is, as if you guys may have forgotten or whatever, it's coming out in March. And I think that it's going to receive some quality of life updates. Even back then, there was a crossover with the series where Dante was in the game. And there's a meme where it's includes Dante from Devil May Cry or something in the top right corner, kind of like funky mode in the top corner of
every game should have funky mode.
Tropical Freeze. So yes, even the Switch version is gonna have Dante. But I hope it does well. So if you guys want to try out, anybody watching right now or anybody here in the cast, if you've been wanting to get into the Shimigami Tensei series or Persona series, Nocturne is around the corner. It's gonna be a Switch. I want to say Switch exclusive.
I won't play that game just because I always forget how to pronounce it. And then when people ask me what game you playing, I won't be able to say it. And I'll look dumb. So I just refuse to play that game.
Just say SMT Nocturne.
Yeah, just say SMT. There you go. Not DMT, but SMT.
It's too cool for you.
What?
I feel like that's the response if you're playing Shin Megami Tensei. You wouldn't get it. It's too cool for you.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
totally.
Ken, then you would be on a high horse when you would do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hunter said that he was excited for Sithroth. We've already we've talked in length about Sithroth. And Nick just threw $5 our way. Got to go back to work. Thanks, guys, for the chat. Always a pleasure and joy. Thanks, Nick. Really appreciate it. Happy birthday again. You know what? What if the 76 or the 91 character of Smash Brothers, right? It's just they don't do a trailer. You just all of a sudden start seeing Smash Brothers boxes on shelves with the Funky Kong in the corner. And that's how they reveal the last character. It's Funky Kong.
I think it would be kind of interesting if they just decided to drop the final character on us as a shadow drop and just dropped it in as an update for free.
Oh yeah,
maybe just one other character after one other character after this this next group, and they're like, oh, there's an update today, and then you go and you do the update, you get into the game, and up pops the so and so has joined the battle. It's like, okay, this is unexpected.
Like, what?
Yeah, well, I mean, that would definitely be cool. Another cool way of reveal if Sakurai came to my house and was just like, Ken, I got a secret to tell you. And
what if they had done that with Piranha Plant?
Oh my god!
If they did the update, and all of a sudden it just said Piranha Plant's joined the battle.
It definitely would bring back that old mystery of like who's this? Like,
Um,
Can we bring up the Marvel stuff that came up too, and the Star Wars as well?
yeah. Well, one final thing before that. Sakurai, I think it was revealed. Sakurai said he's done after this round. Is that true, David?
I wouldn't be surprised.
He said that for
I mean like not done with Smash Brothers, but done creating content for this game.
I think that it's been 20 years, man. I think it's time for him to really hang it up just for his sanity and health. But I can also see him just being on like a board of some kind, or at Nintendo that's like he's maybe like a Miyamoto role, essentially, where he's still very involved with Zelda and Mario, but he serves more as like guidance for, the young developers or creative outlet. I think it'll be like that for Sakurai. I mean, I think it has to happen at this point after 6 iterations. So yes, I think he's done after this, but we've been wrong before, so.
They've got to get 100 characters. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like you're so close.
Got to get syndication.
I mean, I know the guy probably. I mean, he probably doesn't have hands anymore because he's just programming away. But use those nubs to create something. You're at 99.
Have you seen him play?
You're so close, 91.
Have you seen him play 2 players for everybody?
You mean 2 controllers, 1 player?
Right. So it's 2 hands, and he's controlling both individually. He also uses a trackball at work when he's working, so that it helps with his wrist and his tennis elbow. The guy is he's so dedicated to his craft that he gave himself tennis elbow, dude. Like, man, the Japanese work.
Young, that stuff just happens to you anyway, dude. Like, I don't play tennis, but I have an elbow problem.
Yeah, it just happens. Like I'm gonna stand up and I'll be like, oh, this must be a sport injury, and then I remember I've never played sports in my life.
Can you ask if he's done after this series?
Well, yes, no, I meant like DLC.
No, check it out. So I think he's done after the series, after this iteration of the game, but I don't think. Something inside me tells me that there's going to be more characters. It's money, man. At the end of the day, Nintendo's a business like any other one. Should they do it? I don't think so. Seal it up. Like it's Smash won't be toppled by another game in terms of this of the characters that are present in as guests in a fighting game. It's never really going to happen. So I think that, like he said, he wants to keep on this track record. And how do you do that is by, adding more characters.
We shall see. Well, we got 8 minutes, and Devin wanted to talk Marvel and Star Wars. What did you want to? What was your thoughts on that, Devin?
Well, I just I mainly heard about this because of John, but all the stuff that they came out with, and I'm especially excited because we already pretty much knew that the Secret Invasion was going to happen, and now they freaking they confirmed it. I've been wanting to see Secret Invasion happen since the first Avengers movie. My God!
What did they confirm with it? Is it just going to be for one movie, or is it the next
It's a TV show. It's a Connection TV show, which I hope is live action, mind you.
What's it called? Is the TV show called Secret Invasion?
Yes.
Oh,
it's Skrull.
It's got Samuel L. Jackson and the guy who played the Skrull in Captain Marvel confirmed. Talos, thank you. That's confirmed. The only animated thing coming out of Marvel is What If.
Which
okay, good.
I happened to notice. I happened to notice the trailer for that. Fantastic. Howard the Duck is in the What If series.
Yeah, there's you could see in the emblem for the What If, there's artwork in the background in the red. You could see all kinds of stuff. There was a zombie Captain America in there, and there's a bunch of stuff if you really look at it.
Yeah. Disney destroyed the announcements of the Game Awards. These things are.
Yeah,
all that Star Wars stuff, Rogue Squadron movie and the Andor movie and Ben Kenobi, I'm surprised of how much stuff they're trying to pump out.
I'm so hyped for Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. I'm so hyped.
Everything they announced, I'm excited about. I think getting away from the episode structure is gonna just benefit them long all kinds of ways. Like
they could do a little bit with my boy here, but we'll see.
What do you mean get away from the episode structure? It seems like they're
like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that stuff.
Gotcha.
And Hayden Christensen is coming back to play Vader.
Yeah, in the Obi-Wan series.
Is it specifically Vader or Anakin becoming Vader?
They're both the same thing to me.
Maybe like flashbacks.
I think he's Vader at this point.
Flashbacks
In between episode 3 and episode 4.
I heard this was 10 years later, so if that's the case, then he would be Vader.
Yeah, I mean, well, at the end of 3, he's Vader.
Yeah,
you know, so it is.
Do you think he could play like in flashbacks, maybe?
Yeah, probably definitely
because what would tell Disney to cast Hayden again if they could just use someone to step in and put, the Vader suit on like, an extra or something.
I think one of the reasons I think
doing these days anyway.
maybe he's like got some sort, like the way Rey and Kylo have a communication. Maybe there's something similar, like in the Force.
Right.
That
He projects himself.
Obi-Wan speaks to Anakin.
Directly to Anakin. Yeah. That's something that I was thinking.
But he can't figure out where he is, but he's in communication with him occasionally. And
Patty Jenkins doing a Rogue Squadron movie. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And Patty Jenkins is
director of Wonder Woman.
Director, yeah, Wonder Woman director, and like her, how they teased that. With like her at like an Air Force base talking about her father and wanting to make a fighter pilot movie, but never having the right story, and then having her 2 loves, and then her going to an X-wing. I was like, yeah,
that's awesome.
You won. Like,
what do you guys think about Droid's story?
It could be interesting.
Definitely seems like an interesting
thing. Get the police to come back to do the opening for it.
Honestly. Like this,
if you remember the old Droids animated series,
this is an unpopular opinion, but I just think I worry that they're trying to pump out too much Star Wars right now because of the success of The Mandalorian, and I'm afraid that the quality of all this Star Wars is going to go down. The Marvel thing, on the other hand, it seems like they've taken we're in year 12, 15 or something of the Marvel universe. They've had enough time to really get the right people from multiple areas. I'm just worried that some of this Star Wars stuff is just going to be too much. But whatever.
I kind of see your point, but there's the one thing that I wanted to bring up with the Marvel stuff. We got the news about Chadwick Boseman not being recast. You all heard that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the wording of all the articles, it said specifically Black Panther will not be recast.
I've thought about that. I honestly think that's just a base thing you put out for T'Challa.
Yeah, because they're not going to.
What I'm saying.
They're saying Captain America is going to be replaced. I mean, it's well, does that mean Steve Rogers is still going to be around? It's just I think
Captain America was never replaced. In this canon, he's old. He's old man Cap at this point.
I think you will see Shuri take on the Black Panther.
But that's what I'm saying. I messed that up. They said T'Challa was not going to be recast. So that we're going to say, because they said specifically T'Challa was not going to be recast, we're going to get Shuri as Black Panther.
There have been rumors that the Shuri thing was down the road, that Shuri was going to be the Black Panther at some point. We've hit the fast forward button because of the situation.
Or they could also, because we have the X-Men that are pretty much confirmed to come in, they could bring up the story about Storm becoming the Black Panther as well.
Well, I mean, Storm hasn't become. She married him.
She was Black Panther in a couple issues long time ago. I remember.
Well, I mean, maybe she dressed up, or was trying to
impersonate. She was the Black Panther. I'm not even kidding you. I would have to look it up, but she was the Black Panther.
I'm challenging that, so you got to look it up now.
I will look it up.
And they're rebooting Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's one thing. Oh my god, if they do not get the guy from The Office to play Mr. Fantastic,
which one?
Jim Halpert. I forget.
Really? To play Fantastic? Well, that could be interesting.
there has been so much fan art of him in like a Mr. Fantastic suit online that it's like I can't see him as anything else.
Dude, give me a proper Invisible Woman, man. I was not a fan of Alba or Kate Mara.
Actually, she's right behind me.
have you seen the version from the Roger Corman Fantastic Four?
Yeah,
I love the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
Honestly, the Fantastic Four are ruined for me at this point. They're gonna have to be some like amazing movie. I've seen too much Fantastic Four
Marvel
movies.
Studios is gonna turn that around. Like I'm
have you seen the Roger Corman one?
Yeah. Well, enough of it. The thing that really sucks about the Fantastic Four is Marvel's villains. Like DC has the best villains, right? Marvel villains are kind of like but Fantastic Four has the best of the Marvel villains, and maybe not out of the X-Men.
They have Kang the Conqueror. We're getting that. Technically, Groot was a Fantastic Four villain.
Galactus, Doctor Doom.
Doom, man.
Yeah.
If they
Doctor Doom.
I didn't even watch that Fant Four stick that people call it. I didn't watch that because they destroyed Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom is one of my favorite Marvel villains.
Dude, Doctor Doom has a chance to be another great overarching villain like Thanos.
It's already been confirmed that Kang the Conqueror is going to be like the next guy because of the time variance.
Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man.
Kang the Conqueror will be the bad guy.
There was a version of the Ant-Man 3 movie that was written that included MODOK.
Dude, if they actually dumped in MODOK, I would be surprised.
I heard that they're not doing like a big crossover like Infinity Wars and Endgame, but there's just gonna have like subsections of the Marvel universe, like 3 franchises might come together. And
if you know anything about the Secret Invasion, I have a feeling this next Phase 5 is going to tie the Secret Invasion in so tightly that I think that's going to be like the overarching thing besides Kang.
It's that or the multiverse, because we'll really see what happens.
Multiverse at this point, if they're going to bring in anything involving the multiverse, it's going to be Doctor Strange or Mr. Fantastic opening the multiverse because he's done it before.
Well, right now it's Wanda who's cracked it.
To be fair, the Doctor Strange movie is the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
But I'm having a feeling that he's going to unlock things from the same Sam Raimi Spider-Man's. He's probably going to find the Fantastic Four through that movie.
On purpose or by accident? On purpose or by accident?
Well, I would have a feeling that Doctor Strange is going to lightly know what he's doing because he's already done it before.
I think Wanda's going to be the one that does it.
Yeah, I think it's Wanda. Because from what everything is here, Wanda comes out first. And then with all the people that have been cast in the Spider-Man movie, including Doctor Strange.
Alfred Molina coming back as Doc Ock.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx, Electro. What's her name as Mary Jane from the Raimi trilogy. Garfield from the second Spider-Man.
From Garfield Tale to Kitties, yes.
Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Which is all kinds of awesome.
And Doctor Strange is in the Spider-Man movie. So it's right now it's going to, and Wanda is in Doctor Strange's movie. So right now those 3 are very heavily connected. So maybe it will lead to the Fantastic Four. But guys, we're actually out of time. So I
gotta go to work.
All right, if you got to run, just run. But does anybody have any final comments?
Nah, I'm all good.
Good.
EPS says he does remember Storm as Black Panther. I have been out of comics for a long time. All I know is that she married him, and then they got a divorce because she sided with the X-Men when Namor was with the X-Men. Namor flooded the city of Wakanda, not city, the state. All right, guys, we all good? Anyone have anything to say?
All good, bud.
People.
All right, Hunter. See you later. EPS. Everybody, we'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you, Ronald, and anyone else I didn't mention. Fusion. I see you. The thumbnail is ungodly. And unpopular opinion before I leave. I hope the X-Men don't join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're just too. I don't know. Too much baggage comes with them. I'll see you guys later. On that note, they might be able to survive in the. I don't buy them in the comic book, so maybe in the movies I would buy them. But guys, we'll catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.